Hey there, I'm Kendall A. Kennedy, founder of We Can See You, a 501c3 nonprofit organization I created to support women who serve by caring for others. We exist to ensure women who care for others feel seen, heard, valued, supported, and empowered. On behalf of us at We Can See You, welcome to I'm Overwhelmed. Now what? The space intentionally created to take care of the women who are always taking care of others. When you come here, you can expect real conversations that impact our daily being, insights, tips, and steps you can take right away so that you leave this space a little bit better than you came. We teach pouring into others from your overflow over here. That cup and everything in it is for you. So stay hydrated, sis. A lot of us are struggling and we tired. But we gonna get better, do better, and be better because we deserve better. So come on, let's get just a little bit better together. I got you. I told y'all last episode, I'm figuring out this podcasting, editing, creating stuff as I go. So give me some grace as I fake it till I make it. One thing about me is I do not seek nor do I believe in perfection. For me, it's about preparation, planning, showing up, giving my best in the moment, and continuously getting better. Do with that as you may. I'm not chasing perfection. I'm chasing progress in life. I invite you to come on in the room. Come on over. Is you here yet? Okay, let me go and close the door so life and responsibility don't come finding us and interrupting our good time. Some of y'all, maybe your imaginary door got a little gap at the bottom. Your hinges could possibly need a little WD-40. Or maybe your frame's a little worse for wear, seen some better days. If your door a little raggedy, a little out of shape, that's okay. I be feeling real raggedy and out of shape on a many a days. This is a come as you are space. Bras, makeup, and that practice smiling face we use on outside because our resting face looks mean to some folks. You don't need none of that. None of that is required here. Just come on. Have you taken a deep breath or two today? I'm going to act like you said no. And we're going to take a couple deep breaths together because you are not alone. Singing ain't been my ministry in a while, but I think through music. So don't be surprised if there are random karaoke moments. It'll happen. Just go with it, okay? Before we do these deep breaths, let me give y'all this ASMR moment while I top off my tea. Part of how I self-care is I make tea and coffee combinations and mixtures at home. That calms me. I look forward to it. It makes me slow down, clears my mind. I've had at least 3 people who listened to the last episode ask me about tea. Today's combination is Trader Joe's blood orange tea, Bigelow Perfect Peach, and Costco has this honey citron and ginger tea in a giant glass jar. Oh, it's so good. It is really, really good. That is what's in my cup today. When I travel, I bring back tea, coffee, and seasonings from different countries and states. I always go down the international aisle to see what they got. Concocting things bring me joy. With all that we do and have going on in our lives, I encourage you to find the little things that make you happy. What do you look forward to in your day-to-day routine? How do you self-care? Sometimes all we get are the small moments and the little things. Let's make them count. On a future episode, we'll dive into how do you self-care and talk more about creating your own meaningful moments. To help me to prep for that, I need you to tell me how you self-care. What does it look like for you? What brings you joy? DM me, message me, or share on our Facebook, Instagram comments under a post I'll throw up and with the same question, how do you self-care? So tell me, tag me, message me, and you can also find us on the nonprofit pages for We Can See You online. That is where all things I'm overwhelmed now what can be found. Okay, back to breathing. Ladies, let's get in formation. This will take less than a minute, but I promise you, this is a tool that we will continue to do because I want it to become a norm. I want you to have and use this tool when you need it. You need to breathe. You need to pause when life is lifing and you begin to feel overwhelmed. Bookmark this here so that you can replay it anytime. But I want you to take this moment for you. So if you can, pause with me and be present wherever you are. Get comfortable and let's take a deep breath together. If you are able and it's safe to do so, relax your shoulders. Let your hands rest gently. If you can and if you want to, close your eyes. Do what's best for you in this moment. Now slowly inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2. And exhale gently through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take another breath. Inhale through your nose. Hold it. And exhale through your mouth. 2, 3, 4. Now, if you need to do a couple more, you can pause this and take care of your needs. Let's gently bring your attention back to the space around you. Wiggle your fingers or roll your shoulders. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come fully back. I appreciate that pause. I need that pause. So now that you're here and you're grounded, let's move forward. But first, hydration. Okay, beautiful. We are gathered here today to talk about the fact that the elders did not properly prepare us for the full experience of adulting. I honestly want to say they failed. We did not get everything we needed to do and manage all of this. By the end of this episode, my prayer is that you will open your mind in a way that some of the elders could not, did not, or would not allow themselves to. It was a different time, even with our parents' generation. Things have changed so much, but for many of us, we're still doing things the way they've always been done. And in many cases, it may not still serve us, or that may not be the best way, or the best option, or the best approach, or the best thing. When I think about the adult experience and all that I have on my plate, sometimes I feel like I got scammed. And waiting for the day where I could sit at the adult table and be in grown folks' conversation, looking forward to having McDonald's money of my own, having a car, gas money, credit card, and my own place where I can leave the lights on, run the water, open the fridge, and hope that food magically appears, stay up, come and go as I please. I can't count the number of times I said to myself and others, I can't wait till I get grown. But grown looks very different from what I was looking forward to versus reality. I definitely did not sign up for this current package. Like this subscription, this ain't what I wanted. It ain't what I thought it was gonna be. When I look back over my life, so much was not shared, told, understood, or known. I don't know about y'all, but I was looking forward to being able to say the word lie and to be able to, under my breath when I wanted to, because you couldn't do that, not in my mama's house. I couldn't do that. The eye roll, nope, none of that. But what the elders did not properly educate us, nor did they have in the curriculum in school, that I felt we should have learned was things about taxes, interest rates, payroll deductions, financial planning, budgeting. And nobody told me who the hell Peter and Paul were, but I knew that one of them was always getting robbed in order to pay the other. Like there was more, context was needed. Understanding should have been established long ago. Because I just been feeling bad for Peter and Paul for a very long time, right? But it's so much that we needed to know that was missing. And we just been figuring it out as we go. And it's very much not what I signed up for. On one hand, it was nice to be able to be a kid and not have to worry about adult things. But on the other hand, I would have loved and appreciated awareness, education, and the ability to properly prepare and maybe even practice some things so that I had a better handle on how to navigate. According to Pew Research, in 1970, 50% of mothers were stay-at-home parents. Today, the number is closer to 27. That means most women are working full-time jobs, sometimes more than one job, while still doing the majority of caregiving at home. Then versus now, things are not the same. The situation, circumstances, financial statuses, yet the expectation and the responsibility is still sitting on our shoulders. It's still required of us. I need to acknowledge that not everyone is in mind attempting to refund adulthood and seek store credit. Many of us have had traumatic experiences and moments we never want to relive. To all women, I want to stress the importance of therapy. We all have a past. We've all experienced some things, and we all need to have a space and place to unpack that. Finding the right therapist is important. We have to talk about the things. We can't keep it bottled up. The elders didn't always believe in talking about what happened in our homes, our families, around us. But we aren't them. This is a different time and a different generation. We are not just trying to survive and make it day to day. You deserve to thrive. Despite it all, access to options and resources was not as readily available as they are now. Being the best versions of ourselves requires that we reflect and unpack our stuff. Trust me when I say having a professional walk you through that process and that journey of unpacking, challenging, and offering different way of looking at things, it's a game changer. It truly is. Our parents didn't talk about finances, therapy. They definitely didn't talk about mental health, the invisible list of grocery planning to remembering your aunt's birthday. It's a lie, and it's crushing us. Dr. Morgan Cutlip, a relationship expert and author of Love Your Kids Without Losing Yourself, says, women are raised to be nurturers, but not to protect their bandwidth. We have to learn to say no, even to things we feel obligated to do. Here's the message. The mental load we carry isn't imaginary. It's the unpaid job that's burning out an entire generation of women. Again, I tell you, you are not alone. You don't have to face this alone. Therapy helps. I feel that we have to normalize talking about therapy, being in therapy, finding the right fit. That needs to be a normal part of life. And conversations. It's not taboo. It's needed. Mental health is a thing. It's a conversation we can have. Challenge the status quo and challenge doing what has always been done. Just because that's the way it's always been done doesn't mean we should still do it. Pause and consider if passed down beliefs and habits still serve us. You don't have to take on everything at home and with the kids and family alone. It's okay to ask for help. You should expect the other parent to co-parent, even if you aren't together. You don't have to be embarrassed or ashamed because things didn't turn out the way you planned initially. Life happens. We all need to commit to ourselves to do what's best for us mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially without guilt. You are worth this commitment. Everyone doesn't have to like it. It's your life. I will add in a disclaimer that this should not be a flip the switch, instant gratification commitment. Therapy is a journey and a process for which I implore you to find the right therapist that can guide and walk with you on your individual journey towards doing what's best for you and yours and unpacking all of your stuff. I add that disclaimer because we live in the time of social media and things appear to just, boom, happen instantly. This ain't that, sis. You have to put in the work. The reward of you doing the work is a better you and a better quality of life. It makes that peace we're striving towards more attainable. Ain't that why we're here? It's important that we give ourselves permission to acknowledge the past, take the lessons learned, and move forward in peace so that we can prosper. Therapy is a tool we all should have in our self-care toolbox, stored right between saying no and our affirmations, quotes to live by, and our scriptures. We all need therapy. If you have insurance, most likely it's websites like ZocDoc, it's ZocDoc, Growth Therapy, BetterHelp, Talkspace, and Headway are a few platforms you can look into. Search up online. I have used a couple of those myself for me, my kids, and my family. I found a nutritionist online and other healthcare providers as well outside of therapists. So they make it easy. They make it easy to connect people to healthcare providers that accept your insurance. You can filter all kinds of ways. They offer virtual and in person. On those platforms, you'll see pictures, bios, profiles, reviews, and details to help you pick a person that may be right for you and that takes your insurance. You may have to try a few therapists before you find a good fit, but don't give up. I like the upfront transparency and ability to base my decision on experiences and qualifications as well as specialties. I'm not getting paid a dime for these referrals. This is a conversation and a topic I feel as women we need to be having. It's critical information you can use, file away for later, or share it with someone else. There are also options for those who don't have insurance. Some of those platforms, there are filters for sliding scale or income based and other options. Look for those and use the internet to see if there are other no cost therapy solutions. I did find NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI.org. It's the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization, and the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, SAMHSA.gov. They offer info and resources for people affected by or at risk for mental health and substance use conditions so that they can receive care, achieve well-being, and thrive. If you don't have insurance, don't let that stop you from seeking help. AI, also a thing. Check out Threads, the Threads app. There are AI profiles. People have ChatGPT or AI profiles that they've made where there are self-led prompts out there that you can copy and paste into ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot or Google Gemini, whichever your preference is. You can copy and paste those prompts and even alter them to fit you. It'll ask you in-depth, deep questions that make you sit, pause, and reflect. Maybe you can just look in the mirror and talk to yourself. You and God know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. A lot of times when we share things, we may leave tidbits out because we're embarrassed, afraid, ashamed, or you just don't want somebody to know that part, but you know it all. You were there, you experienced it. Sometimes having that conversation with self, saying it out loud with the right prompting can be helpful. See what happens and let me know if it works for you or what your experience was like. I'm really interested. I'll say it again. I'll probably say it every episode. I'm here not just to vent and talk about what we've all been thinking and feeling. I want to provide options, resources, tips, and actions. Some of us are stuck because we don't know what to do, how to do it, or how to do better. We're drowning in responsibility. Maybe you realize that you possibly need to consider a different approach because this current state ain't working. and you tired of doing the same thing and expecting different results, we want to get off that insanity cycle, and that's good. Life is hard. Even with all the freedom and McDonald's money we have, we ain't really free. I truly hope this podcast helps you help yourself so that things get better. As we navigate life daily, we're also navigating those things those who raised us never really warned us about, like perimenopause. It sucks. I heard about the change. You hear about menopause. They didn't say nothing about perimenopause, which is hormonal shifts that can start as early as your 30s. Mood swings, hot flashes, brain fog. It's not talked about enough, and it needs to be, because we is struggling. Really struggling. Like, I'm struggling. Are you struggling? Because I'm struggling. It's a thing. Use your Google fingers and look it up. Look into it. People have reels and information online about it. You're not alone. You are absolutely not alone. Dr. Marie Claire Haver emphasized the role of nutrition and supplements in managing perimenopause. She recommends magnesium, omega-3s, and strength training isn't optional. The combination is our new baseline. Supplements and movement must be the new normal. So here are a couple tips that I pulled from my perimenopause rabbit hole. Add 30 minutes of resistance training 2 or 3 times a week to your routine. Omega-3s are good for mood and cognitive health. Use your note app in your phone. Document your symptoms. Document what seems off. Document how you feel. If you consistently document it, you may notice patterns, and you can better advocate for yourself at your next doctor's visit. By the time we get to the doctor, 9 things probably happened that day alone, and we probably don't remember the things we need to be telling the doctor or that we should be doing. We can probably tell them about everybody else's problem, the kids, our parents, the client. But when we have to think about us, we tend to draw blanks. My back hurt, my neck hurt. Of course, that day, nothing hurts. It always happens. Use the app. Take notes. Give yourself the opportunity to be prepared. Pre-planning and preparation. Talk about perimenopause with a friend, your doctor. Throw it out there in the group chat. I'm telling you, we all going through it. Here's the takeaway. If you're over 35, supplements and exercise aren't nice to haves. They are survival tools. Yep. All right. Before we dip our pinky toe in the pool of reflection any further, let's take another drink. Are y'all moisturizing over there? Remember, we hydrate and we moisturize here. Somebody asked me why I bring those 2 things up, because most are dehydrated. When I talk about moisturizing, a lot of people that are overwhelmed are experiencing moments and bouts of depression and anxiety. Some of us are unaware. We haven't been diagnosed. We don't talk to the doctor about it, but we're living it. Being overwhelmed. We forget to do the basic things sometimes. If you look at social media, you'll see people come to salons and they haven't combed their hair in years. They've let go of themselves. Life became too much. Sometimes for those of us who are functioning while being overwhelmed, we miss the little things. Brushing teeth, washing their face, small things are missed because we have so much to do. We skip over things. We don't drink water. Some people aren't eating properly. So moisturizing is definitely not on the top list of things to do, but it's good for you. You know how they say you feel better when you smile? You feel better when you're hydrated and when you're moisturized. I just want to remind the busy caregiver, the busy woman who's caring for everyone else, hydrate, moisturize, feel better. It matters. Those little things, just taking those moments, they matter. Think positive thoughts while you rub your oil in, while you grab your Vaseline or your shea butter, your lotion, whatever it is. I also concoct and mix moisturizers. Yep, I do that too. My lotion warmer is my best friend. Go get one on Amazon and thank me later. Moisturizing, while I do that, I clear my mind. I make that me time, even though it's just a few minutes. That's another way I self-care. Moisturizing is important. We want our skin to stay youthful. We want our skin to be well. We want to be well. Do what makes you feel good. Moisturizing makes me feel good and I feel better. So I am better and it makes me happy. When I say hydrate and moisturize, it's just a reminder for some of us that aren't making the time to do those things for ourselves. It's important and I want you to do that for you. Okay, out of that rabbit hole, on to the next. Let's pause and take a little shoulder shimmy break. Wake the girls up a bit, move them around. Let's take another breath. Because that was a lot. Somebody may have been thinking about therapy. Some may still be resisting it, but I hope I at least planted the seed. All right, let's take this breath. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. And exhale through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Before I keep moving, I just want to thank you for listening, for showing up, for being present, for giving yourself this time and allowing me to spend it with you. You could be anywhere doing anything, but you are here with me, and for that I am grateful. All right, let's keep this train going. Since we grown, and we stuck here, let's tackle another thing in the overwhelming world of adulting. Let's talk about estate planning and having our affairs in order for when things happen. Not just us, but our loved ones and those who rely on us, whom we know that we'll be responsible for. There's not enough conversation or education or follow up. There's not enough consistency, especially in minority communities, around proactively preparing for what happens when someone becomes incapacitated and unable to advocate for themselves or make decisions medically, or when someone transitions and becomes an ancestor. Even though we all have to move on at some point, we still have not made it a norm to ensure those we care about, and sometimes even ourselves, have all the proper planning. This hits home for me after learning my dad had dementia. Me, my siblings, and my dad all had different ideas on how things should work or what should happen after he transitions. All it took was one disagreement between siblings for me to seek out an estate planning attorney. I searched online, read some reviews, and I was lucky to find a very talented attorney who is a teacher. You know how you meet people and some people are good at their job, and then you meet transformational people. There's like a transactional and a transformational. You've ever had the manager that does their job and they may do their job well, but then there's that manager that changes your life. They're transformational. They pour into you, meet you where you are, help you move forward, make better decisions, all of those things. That is who I found in attorney Mario Reed. He was a blessing. He is all about educating and uplifting. He hosts free seminars on property taxes, estate planning, wealth build, so many things. His office made the process very simple, standardized, really made it easy to understand what we needed to do, find, bring, and how the process worked. Payment plan option, everything I needed, all the fears, all the barriers that I put up mentally or for lack of knowledge. Easily addressed, explained, barriers removed. It was a great process. I'm so glad my dad was able to say what he wanted, what his wishes are. They asked amazing questions, things we didn't even think about. If he wanted a funeral, is there someone you didn't want at your funeral? I was like, never thought about that. The whole process was great. Loved it. Very respectful. It allowed my father to own his decisions. It was done with dignity, respect, and grace. I encourage you to find an experienced planning attorney. The experience and conversations with loved ones and friends during and after my dad's estate planning is what led me to write my first book, Getting Our Affairs in Order. We Are Not Properly Prepared. You can find it on Amazon in paperback and on Kindle, written by me, Kendall Kennedy. You can get Kindle on your Kindle. I like that. Okay, I wrote my book because of what I went through, and I understood that others do not know. It's a really quick read. You can read it in under an hour. It's based on 3 things that we need to change: procrastination, communication, and lack of documentation. Each hits 3 short stories with examples of what could be, what could happen, and why you should not procrastinate, why you should communicate, why documentation. I also provide some information and tips on how you can move forward. And under $7, I believe. I think it's $6.99 on Amazon. Go look, go buy the book, write a review, tell a friend. I should have started with this. Estate planning involves creating a plan to manage your assets and ensure your wishes are carried out after your death, or if you become incapacitated. An estate planning attorney can draft legal documents such as living wills, last will and testament, trust, power of attorney for healthcare and finance, a digital planning estate for social media, your online files, photos, and things like that. An executor, a trustee, life insurance, long-term care, and beneficiary designations. Social media is filled with examples of celebrities that died without a will, and their affairs weren't in order. Jimi Hendrix died in 1970. It took over 30 years for courts to settle his estate. Bob Marley had dozens of claimants to his estate with no will in place. That means a lot of people felt they had a right to his money. Dozens of people came forward claiming they had a right to a piece of his estate. Abraham Lincoln, Prince, Michael Jackson, Chadwick Boseman all transitioned with little to no estate plan in place. On the non-celebrity side, the request for donations to cover funerals and final expenses, online or people you know that have had to help pay and cover costs because there was no known or active life insurance policy in place. Accesses to finances weren't legally planned out, so maybe there was a loved one that had some money put away, but it was going to take a lot of time for them to be able to go through the courts and go through the process for someone to be granted the ability to access those funds. That can take a while. When it's not planned out, then there's a wait. Then there's a court. Then there are fees. There is power and there is peace in having a plan. Not everyone has the national average of $6,200 for cremation or $8,300 for burial expenses just sitting around that they can offer at the last minute to help cover expenses. I'm sure you can think of a social media request, a family or friend that needed help covering costs. I'm here to tell you that you can plan and you can prepare, and it's not too late. You can start changing the status quo and make sure that you and your loved ones have their affairs in order. Without estate planning, loved ones are left to figure it all out when they should have time, space, and capacity to grieve. Not planning leaves those living without any guidance as to what your wishes are or what the wishes of the departed were or would have been. Even if all you own is a car, them kids, and a dog, you want to make sure that everyone and everything will be properly taken care of and cared for in your absence. In the event of an unexpected accident or the unknown, when a person can't advocate and make decisions for themselves, a known power of attorney should be in place legally so the person can act in the interest of and carry out the wishes of that person that can't advocate for themselves. Some people don't want to be kept in a vegetative state for long periods if it's known that they won't wake up. Some may want a do not resuscitate order. You never know what will happen or when something will happen. It's critical and important to be proactive. Think about all you have on your plate. God forbid a loved one needs an advocate, but their wishes aren't known for medical directives and decisions. This could cause tension between family members, and choices can be made based on emotions that may not reflect the wishes of the loved one, and things start going left. Having you and your loved ones' affairs in order decreases stress and mitigates possible conflict. We all have heard of family rifts that occur when someone passes, and there's a difference of opinion on how things should be split, how to pay for out-of-pocket costs, or what should happen, what they should wear. Creating a will and having those conversations out loud can make sure there is clarity. I cannot stress enough the importance of having whomever's will drafted by an attorney. You want to make sure that the document will be upheld in court. Of course, there are DIY options out there, but this isn't one of those things I'd risk. Invest in peace. As I mentioned earlier, lawyers have payment plans. The attorney will guide you through the process, tell you the accounts, policies, properties, titles, or anything else of value that you should consider. Allow the professionals to guide you. Similar process when we're talking about therapy. Let the professional take you through that experience. Allow them to do their job. The other important part I've said a few times is the urgency to communicate. It is critical when you complete your estate planning. Let people know. Ask the question or start the conversation with your loved ones and find out what their plans are, what their wishes are, what they would like. Have they had this legally documented and drafted? Who's their attorney of record? Find out where their paperwork is stored. These are things we need to know. We can't act if we don't know it exists. Here's another story time. I was in an accelerated leadership program, and our team assignment was to figure out how to confirm deaths of policyholders that had life insurance. The people were born in the early 1900s. The likelihood of them still being alive was very low. Not impossible, but low. Some were pre-1900. I failed to say I worked for an insurance company during this program. Many of these policyholders they were searching for were in the South, where sometimes documentation of births and deaths, especially for minorities, were spotty if they existed at all. Some of the areas still weren't online. The databases hadn't been converted over to digital. It was hit or miss. My father was born in Mississippi in 1950, and his birth month is off by a month on his actual birth certificate. That's just an example of how everything isn't properly documented. So you can understand where the challenge came for insurance companies trying to find but can't locate or confirm if their insured is still living. The goal of the project was confirm the policyholder did pass away, obtain their death certificate, then a known family search via the internet would be conducted. They would try to locate a family member with the hopes of being able to pay out what was owed after proper documentation and validation. What I learned was companies that have issued life insurance policies, they can't touch the interest on that policy until the policy is paid out. That means they want to pay what is owed because they can't access their money until they pay out on the product that they sold to their customer. There are billions of dollars in unclaimed life insurance policies nationwide across carriers. The moral of the story here goes back to what I mentioned, lack of communication. If people don't know the policy exists, how are they supposed to claim it? Not updating your beneficiaries when things change also leaves the policy in limbo. They can't pay out if they can't get in touch with the beneficiary. Or if you never update it, what if your beneficiary passes away before you? Divorce, rifts in relationships, so many things can come up. And that's why it's important to revisit your documents. It's great you get the life insurance. Make sure you're checking and updating your beneficiary as needed. You want to make sure your people are okay and they are able to get what you set up for them once you're no longer here, or that you are able to have access to the funds for a loved one to execute on their wishes. Everybody is helped when things are done properly. When you review, communicate, and you document, communication is key. Estate planning, I feel, should be approached like your health. It's something you should revisit annually, just like you're supposed to do your annual checkups, mammograms, pap smears, physicals. They tell you to do at least once a year. Same with those documents. Look over your life insurance. You still want that beneficiary? Look over your will. Is that still the way you feel? Are those still your wishes? Do they still ring true? Semi-annually is even better. If this is a task you are taking on with the senior, the sooner the better. While they are of sound mind and body and can make their own decision, Please, if they don't have their estate planning done, help them get started. We can't control everything, but we can be proactive and make sure our loved ones have a plan in place. There's so many other aspects of adulting we are not properly prepared for, and the elders did not do their due diligence. I want to circle back where I started at the top of this on challenging how things have always been done. Allow me to free some people from a few old things that I don't believe we should feel guilty for or required to do. These are my views and thoughts. You may or may not agree with me, and that's okay. You might need to let it marinate, possibly still have some living to do, or you may be unable to break from tradition. And that's all right. My opinion. That's what this is. People should not be obligated to pay for or fund funerals. That is something I wholeheartedly believe. Controversial, I know. But this is how I feel. Of course, there are special circumstances where this doesn't apply. Yes, I get it. But in general, to each its own. Everybody should be proactively advocating to their loved ones and friends the importance of having life insurance. Everybody should have it. Go get them Gerber policies for the kids. No one should have to go into debt to lay someone to rest. The living still have to live. The bills are still due. I believe in honoring those who have gone before us, but I also know my limits, and I know I can't take on or spare thousands. To help with this, my family members have all been told multiple times over the years by me and reminded to do the preparation and pre-planning. Go to the funeral home and the cemetery, get on a payment plan. Whatever it is you want, whatever your wishes are, get the lawyer documented, make it known, share that with us. Get on the payment plan and pay for it, or make sure you have the policy to pay for it. I have consistently communicated, respectfully, of course, that it is their responsibility to ensure they draft direction that is accompanied by finances so we can carry out their wishes. I've requested they consider those who will still be here, all that we have on our plates, and give us the grace and the space to grieve, reflect, and honor their memory in peace as we seek God's comfort. None of us know the day nor the hour when our time on this earth will end, but we can ensure that those we leave behind are not stressing, struggling, or faced with anything extra. We should want that for ourselves as well. I invite you to advocate for yourself and your peace by asking your loved ones to proactively look into, review, and or update their plans and communicate what their plans are for the future. The conversations aren't easy, but they are needed and necessary. I'm gonna leave that there, sip this tea, and give you a second. Okay. I don't think people should feel bad about declining invitations to events and occasions, family ones included, the good ones and the bad ones. Do what's best for you. When you think about it, saying yes to attending every wedding, funeral, birthday, reunion, family event is expensive, especially if there's a traveling component to it. If it's you driving down the street to show up, that's one thing. But if you're like me, you're not just showing up, you're providing something or you're hosting. It's expensive. I have yet to have an event where it was less than $400 spent just in food. Everything is expensive. I don't feel you should have to say yes all the time. It's okay. It's okay. Most people do not have enough vacation, sick time, or money to say yes to everything. I love traveling. I hit at least a few passport stamps and states annually. It's not cheap. I have friends across the country and some other countries, and I love celebrating their moments or being there for them when needed if I can. But I can't always. Flights, gas, hotels, rental cars, and pre-trip expenses. I feel like we could do a whole episode just on pre-trip expenses alone. those costs add up so fast. Even if you do it over time, it adds up. Hair, clothes, accessories, gifts, it adds up so quick. Especially if you got kids. And don't be the matching outfit people. It's not cheap. Going, showing up, it's not, it costs money. I truly feel it's okay to say you can't make it, even for close family and friends. What I do to navigate this is I will call, not text message. I pick up the phone and I call and I let them know that I can't make it in person. Most likely, if I'm calling and I feel it's important to speak and touch base with you, I'll explain why. It may be work related, it may be financial related, it may be time related, or there may just be so many other things and I can't make it all work. I call. If you invited me to something, most of the time you're worth a call. I have that conversation and then I follow that up with a handwritten card with my well wishes or condolences, whatever is appropriate. I'll send money, I'll send a gift card, or I'll buy the gift off the registry or the list in hopes that it brings comfort or joy in my absence. It's that simple. If they really care or know you as a person, they'll understand. It's okay. By doing that, I still showed up for them. I may not be present physically, but they know that I cared. I cared enough to call. I cared enough to send something. That is how I cope. That is part of me balancing being overwhelmed, knowing my limits, and choosing me. I try to stop overextending myself. I feel like we do that a lot as women. We overextend ourselves. We don't protect our bandwidth. And a lot of time people are people. Everybody has a birthday. Everybody has a milestone. They gonna graduate. They gonna get married. They gonna have a baby. These are monumentous occasions that deserve to be celebrated. But you also have to make sure you monitor your bandwidth and don't overextend yourself. If you are looking for a way to help navigate that no or that I'm sorry I can't, try it. Don't send a text. Text messaging is not important. Even if the person is a text message person, send a text, say, hey, give me a call when you get a chance, or can I call you after 7? If you need to initiate via text, cool. Give people information verbally. Talk to them. Connect with them. Life is about connections. People need to connect. They need to hear your voice. If they can't lay eyes on you, at least let them hear your voice. It means something. Letters matter. Cards still count. This frees me up, not only my bandwidth, but it ensures I don't miss work or spend hundreds of dollars that is truly needed for my living expenses, for my bills, to get me out of debt because I keep taking all these trips. It helps me help myself. And it's okay. Make sure you understand it's actually okay. For those of us who work hourly jobs, taking time off isn't always possible. A lot of us are living that sandwich generation where we're raising our kids and we're having to help with our parents while doing our own things and trying to figure out how to be grown, work out, not work out, pay for the gym membership, not go to the gym, add 3 new responsibilities, volunteer for this team, and you still have other invitations to places you're supposed to go, but 19 things you already have to do. Sometimes we can't fit it all in. Story time. I used to work with an older gentleman who felt obligated to show up for all his family events, friends, coworkers, reunions, milestones, birthdays, everything. Big family person, huge heart, had his own family, and secretly he was drowning in debt, but he never said a mumbling word. That's how he was raised. That's what was expected of him. That didn't make it right, though. He was tired, and he died tired. And he went on to glory in debt with no will or insurance. It took a month to get enough together to cremate him. That's not what he wanted, but that's what they were able to come up with. No service, no memorial, nothing left to his family. He gave his all in life, great man, but no one prepared for the future. I say that to tell you we have to put our pride aside and not only plan for the future, but prioritize our time and tell ourselves the truth. It's okay to say, I won't be able to make it, and allow that truth to set you free. As we're talking about truth, most Americans are 2 paychecks or less away from being broke. Yahoo Finance survey shared that 51% of Americans would run out of money within a month if they lost their income. I just want you all to choose you, choose peace, and think about what that looks like. Okay, I have been before you way longer than I initially anticipated, but I hope you got something from this conversation. I hope something resonated with you, that you'll take action and do something differently. Have a conversation, find a therapist, feel empowered, and maybe feel like you can be free a little bit more. As with every episode, I hope you bookmark the parts that you can come back to so you can replay and write things down when it works for you. This is the now what portion of the podcast because we're overwhelmed, but now what? I want to make sure you walk away from here with some things you can take away, start working on, and you don't forget what we talked about. But first, hydration. Okay. 1, never forget you are not alone. You do not have to do this alone. You're not by yourself, and it's not just you. I'm here because I know I'm not the only one. You're not alone. I'm here. We're building a community of like-minded women who serve others and are overwhelmed. Follow us on Facebook at We Can See You and Threads and Instagram. You can find me, Kendall Kennedy, on LinkedIn and social media under Live, Love, Laugh. If it's not Kendall Kennedy, I'm there. You'll see me. I like all my own business page posts, so if you're like me and you know how to find somebody, I don't even have to go into it. I think most women could be private investigators if we wanted to, because the minute a friend says they met this guy, we go down that social media rabbit hole. We can tell you where his mama lived, his address, the last girlfriend, what she looked like. We know the whole, like we can give you the details. So y'all can find me. I'm not hiding. I'm out there. I'd love to connect with you. I'd love to hear your feedback, thoughts. Give me some ideas for future shows or people you'd love to see me invite on here. I'm all for it. Next thing, choose you. I always want you to choose you. Put God first, then you. Pour into others from your overflow. You need everything in that cup. Gotta stay hydrated. Gotta keep that cup full. Everything everyone else is getting from you should come from your overflow. I want you to remember it's okay to ask for help. Seek support and resources. The more you know, the better. You have a lot that is asked and required of you. A new perspective or an extra hand can make all the difference. All the difference. Next, therapy is self-care. I'm all about how do you self-care? Therapy is part of self-care. We all need therapy. If you don't have one, make the time to find you a therapist. Find your fit, right? Like a good pair of jeans, find your fit. Find a therapist that fits you. Unpack your childhood, your trauma, your thoughts and your beliefs, and allow them to walk through and help you challenge your own beliefs, let go, and move forward in peace. Help them to help you become the best versions of yourself. Learn the tools and strategies to help you succeed so that you can thrive and not just survive. And don't forget to challenge the status quo. Question if the way it's always been done, does that still serve you in this moment? Seek options and alternatives. It's okay to ask, why do we do it this way? That's okay. It really is. It's okay to say no. It's all right to politely decline. You don't have to show up every single time and attend all the events. It's all right. The big thing from today What's estate planning? Everybody needs life insurance. We all should have a will, power of attorney for your medical and financial. Those things should be done for everyone. Advocate for yourself and for others. Talk about it. Learn how people want things to happen if they become sick. Learn what they want to do after they transition. Have those conversations. Communicate. Get the documentation done legally. If you are like me and will most likely be the responsible one if and when something happens or shifts for your loved ones, make sure they get this stuff done. Help them because it'll help you later. Be proactive. Be consistent in asking, did you get it done yet? Do you need help? Where you at? Check in. See it through. Review and update just to make sure everything all is well and is still in alignment. If you need a lawyer, seek referrals, look online, read reviews. And if you are helping to plan for a senior, many state departments of aging, I know they have different names in different states, but sometimes you can find resources and options for seniors that may be reduced cost or a sliding scale or something like that. Lawyers have payment plans. Don't forget that. It might not be free, but you can get a payment plan. Heck, at this point, they may even have afterpay. I don't know. Call and find out. They will work with you. Do not let being overwhelmed with the process or what you think the process is, don't let that become a barrier. Just start, right? The hardest part of everything is just start. Don't forget, funeral homes and cemeteries, they have payment plans too. Have the conversation with your people in your household. Tell somebody. Get a friend. Y'all plan together. Get that accountability partner. Do whatever you need to do to make sure things are in place. They are legally documented. You communicate your wishes. You understand what others expect or want, and that all things are aligned and that all is well. That's the big thing. And the last thing that I want to throw out there, because I know we're overwhelmed, this is where you insert grace. There you go. Grace inserted, now activated. I like that was funny. Okay, wait. Okay. I want you all to be intentional with your time. We have so much that we're doing. We have to show up and do so much, right? Plates full, cups empty. We're going to get better. What we can do is be intentional with our time. I want to invite you to do that. That just came up for me. It wasn't planned, but be intentional. Stop that social media scroll or scroll with intention. If you're going to rabbit hole, let's rabbit hole on affirmations, things that are for empowerment. Educate yourself on self-care, estate planning. Find out about those things. That's something that'll motivate you. Tap in to what's going to serve you. It's not about what others are doing. It's about you becoming a better version of yourself. Taking your time back like Auntie Maxine. Reclaim your time. Time goes past so fast playing games, social media, random things. Taking care of yourself and monitoring your time is a part of how you thrive and not just survive. We may be overwhelmed, but we are not going to stay that way. Let's keep each other lifted, ladies. If no one has told you this today, thank you for all you do. And you are doing a good job. Keep going. See you on the next episode.